What's up everybody, this is Teacher Ivan from NextGen Academy. Our goal in this channel is to help you achieve your highest potential and to help you understand subjects in the easiest and the most efficient way. If you'd like to get more tips and tricks on how to achieve A star in your IGCSE, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. Lastly, if you need any help in your studies, you can always head on to our website, link in the below, or our Instagram, drop us a DM and we'll be able to help you. Enjoy this video and I wish you all the best. Alright, okay, welcome back, my NextGen family. Today we are going to go through this paper, May-June 2024, paper 2-2. Okay, so this were for Malaysian students. I think all of you did variant 2. Okay, so this was the paper. Okay, I'll go straight into it. This is an 80 marks paper. I think quite easy, this paper, other than the last questions might be a little bit tricky. Okay, if you all don't know anything, please ask me. Go through all these formula lists. Okay, let's go to question 1. On the axis, sketch the graph of y equals to 2x minus 5x plus 3y minus x, stating the intercepts with the coordinate axis. Okay, first thing that you all need to know, find your x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, whenever they ask you to draw a graph, never forget to label down and to also calculate it. Okay, so best you all want to do also write it down. Write down the working somewhere so that at least when you check back, you know you're doing it correctly. So this is what I'll do. You write down x-intercept, which is your y equals to 0. So you got x equals to 5 over 2 or 2.5. Okay, you either write one of this. Okay, right, equals 2.5. X is equals to negative 3 and x is equals to 1. Y-intercept, x equals to 0, so y equals to negative 5, 3, and 1, which is equals to negative 50. Okay, now you got these 3 points. Okay, do I put it in fraction or decimal? Doesn't matter, but normally points, you put it in decimal, easier for you to read. If it's a nice terminating decimal. If it's a recurring decimal or irrational, okay, it won't be irrational number. Yeah, recurring decimal, then you all just leave it in terms of fraction. Okay, but make sure you just know the value in front. Okay, this one, y equals to negative 15. So I want you all to label out. So you have negative 3. Okay, we roughly estimate. So you can use your ruler, measure the same distance. So here, let's say 1. Here 2. So here around here is 2.5, right? Okay, then here 1, 2, negative 3. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, forgot one thing. We need to determine the shape of the graph also. Okay, let me label down the y-intercept first, which is negative 15. Okay, remember when we do graph, we remember the acronym SIM. Okay, SIM. What is SIM? Okay, for those of you who are new here, we need to always determine 3 things: your shape, your intercept, and sometimes your maximum or minimum points. Okay, so I use this, I call this the SIM method. Okay, SIM method. Okay, what is the shape of it? We are going to look at the 3 x values. Will you get a positive or negative? These 3x. So 2x times x times negative x. You get negative 2x cubed. How does a negative 2x cubed kind of graph looks like? So we remember the concept of suffer now, enjoy later, or enjoy now, suffer later. So you end with a sad life, right? Okay, you end with a sad life. Okay, let me find some space. Okay, I'll put it over here. Okay, this whole thing over here. So how does the shape look like? Happy, sad, or sad, happy? Okay, happy, sad, or sad, happy? Happy, sad. Okay, remember this one. Because if your A is negative, okay, if your A is negative, you'll end with a set face. Okay, now let's draw out this entire thing. Right, so it will be like this. Okay, like this. Happy, then sad. Okay, one common mistake that students do. Don't go and put the minimum point over here. Okay, this is wrong. You need to do it like this. The minimum point will be in between -3 and 1. But are they asking you to find? Don't need to find. So I want you all to do this. This is how your graph looks like. You're happy. Then set. Okay. Okay, try to draw it as smooth as you can. Okay, all got it? 3-mark question. Okay, so where to get the 3 marks? Your x-intercepts, your y-intercept, and then the shape. Okay, if you all are marking it, that's the 3 marks that you all be getting. Okay, the next one. Question B, solve the inequality 2x minus 5x plus 3, 1 minus x is less than 0. Okay, so that means what we are going to check is where exactly in the graph is below 0, which is this part here. Here to here, and here to here. Okay, so how do I express this inequality? You don't need to write down, okay, you don't need to write down the equation to solve it. So you just write here, -3, in between -3 to 1, and then x is more than or equals to 2.5. When it comes to drawing graph, how accurate must it be drawn? Of course, must be accurate. You cannot simply draw. You simply draw the marker minus your mark. Okay, so like I told you just now, some of the guidelines. Number 1, all your intercepts needs to be correct. Okay, the scale also needs to make sense. Okay, x and y scale doesn't have to be the same. Your shape needs to be exactly correct also. You cannot suddenly be a sad face then happy face. Okay, this one doesn't make sense. And what else? One thing that I think quite particular for this cubic one, which I see a lot of students make, is the maximum and minimum point. Because whenever they see the intercept, you will try to put it like that. You will try to put the minimum point or the turning point at the points here. Okay, any other question about graph? Okay, graph. Do you need to master all the graph? Of course. 8 graphs in total for your current syllabus. Okay, number 2, another graph one. Your stationary point does not need to be accurate. What do you mean doesn't have to be accurate? I don't understand your fit with the scale. As long as it's somewhere here. I don't even know what's the turning point here. Are they asking us to find for turning point? No, right? You don't need to calculate the turning point. It's not Chin-Chan estimate. It's here. You need to show that it's over here. As long as it's lower than this -15. I'm not saying simply go and sketch. Must be here. This one must be in between 1 and 2.5. It needs to make sense. Okay, but they're not asking you to find the value of this. Okay? Alright, so not simply draw. Okay, the last one for this, on the axis below, sketch the graph. Now this one, you modulus it. Okay, this part here also, how you bend the graph is very important. So it's the same exact graph of this, but this part here go up, then here, this part here go up also. Okay, some students I see, right, will draw like a bending shape like that. Cannot. Okay, so you need to know these are the points. Okay, this is the way to do it. Here will be 15. And then here 1, then 2.5. Okay, your original graph is like that. Okay, so you need to bend it correctly also, which is like this. You go down. Okay, this one originally is going down, right? Like that. Okay, so you now need to make it, like this. Going up, then going down. Okay, this part again needs to be like this. Then like this. Okay, it's not a smooth, you see, this one is a little bit sharp one. When you do this, it's the upside down of what you were doing there at the bottom. Okay, good. All right, if you all are good, can you all type 1? If you all got any question, please type out your question. No question? So don't neglect all the small things. The thing is, it really depends on the marker, okay? How lenient they are in marking your paper also. Okay, some of them maybe they're like, oh yeah, they see looks about correct, then they give it correct. But normally there's some guideline. Can. You can draw dotted line if you want. They're not so, I don't think they never say anything about minus marks. Okay, yes. Someone asked, do I have to draw in pencil? Of course. Okay, draw it in pencil. You draw in pen, actually, it's not wrong. It's just that when you draw it, if you draw it wrongly, you cannot erase it already. And you only got one paper. Okay, so don't draw it in pen. Okay, let's go to number 2. Evaluate, integrate pi over 3 to pi over 2 cos x over 4 dx. You must show all your working. Okay, integration of cos. We'll use the acronym S, C, negative S, negative C. Okay, C, integrate will go to S. Okay, when we go down, it's differentiation. When you go up, it's differentiation. Going up is integration. So here, integrate, okay, when we got cos AX dx, we will get 1 over A sine AX. Okay, this one I just write at the side so we can understand how to reference it. So what will you get for this part here? You get 1 over 4 because your A is 1 over 4 sine x over 4 pi over 3 to pi over 2. Okay, if I simplify this, this will be 4 sine x over 4 pi over 3 to pi over 2. Okay, substitute it in, you get 4 sine pi over 8 minus 4 sine pi over 12. Remember, change to radian mode. Okay, if you don't change the radian mode, you get it totally wrong. You get an answer, but you'll be totally wrong. Your final answer will be 0.495. Okay, first one. Second one, find integration of this 1 over 4x minus 3 plus 1 over x cubed. Okay, you need to always take note, the common mistake that I see students do, integration of factors, fraction, something over something. When your bottom is power 1, okay, that means if you want to integrate denominator that has power 1, you will think about log. If got any other power 1, like this one, x cubed, this one you see all is x power 1 only. This one you need to think about log. If x cubed, then you use your normal power rule. You need to change it to x to the power of negative 3. Okay, and just a short recap on this one. So this will be 1 over ax plus b dx, and you get 1 over a ln ax plus b. Okay, let's do this. I will change the 1 over x cubed first, and I will separate it so that we can be clear on how to integrate this. So 1 over 4x minus 3 dx plus integrate x to the power of negative 3 dx. Okay, this step is not necessary. The next step only you get the marks. So here the a will be equals to 4. So 1 over 4 ln 4x minus 3 plus x to the power of negative 2, power plus 1, divide the new power. Then since it's an indefinite integral, you need to plus c. And your final one, okay, you can actually leave it like this, or you want to write as 1 over 4 ln 4x minus 3 minus 1 over 2 x squared plus c. Okay, or you leave the x power negative 2, actually it's fine also. Okay, do I put it in modulus or bracket? Up to you. Up to you. No need, no need. Okay, the modulus one is what you all learn in your textbook. That one will matter when you all do definite integral, because sometimes your value inside here will give it a negative, and if you want to calculate it, you need to change it to a positive. Okay, so the proper method is a modulus. But in the mark scheme, they also put in bracket. when you do calculation with values of x, if this happen to be a negative, you need to change it to a positive. Okay, any more question? All right, okay, if number 2, you can do number 2. Can you type 2 in the chat? Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right, let's move on to question 3. Okay, determine whether the equation 4x plus 1, 3x plus 2 over 5x minus 3 equals to x plus 1 has 2 distinct real roots, 2 equal roots, or no real roots. Okay, when they say this statement, that means they want you to find the type of roots. How to find your different type of roots? You have to do b squared minus 4ac. Okay, you have to check whether less than 0 equals 0 or more than 0. Okay, we simplify this equation here first, which will be, okay, the first step, I multiply the equation by 5x minus 3. So 4x plus 1, 3x plus 2 equals to x plus 1, 5x minus 3. Open up the bracket, 12x squared plus 11x plus 2 equals to 5x squared plus 2x minus 3. Shift everything to the left-hand side. So you get 7x squared plus 9x plus 5 equals to 0. And then this is our quadratic already. We now put into b squared minus 4ac, which is 9 squared minus 4 times 7 times 5. We will get minus 59. Okay, so minus 59 is less than 0. So since your b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, therefore, no real roots. Okay, so you can just write, you do the calculation already, then just write no real roots. Okay. Okay, question B. Solve the equation 12 over cube root x minus cube root x equals to 4. So by now, you all should be able to identify this form. One term at the bottom, one term on top. It can be some sort of x. Sometimes it's exponential. Sometimes it's ln, right? So this one is called a complex quadratic equation. Sometimes trigo, correct? Okay, so you need to be able to simplify it to a quadratic equation. Okay, first thing, I will use the let method. Let cube root x equals to, okay, let's put y. So 12 over y minus y equals to 4. I'm going to multiply the whole thing by y. So this will become 12 minus y squared equals 4y. I shift everything to the right-hand side. Y squared plus 4y minus 12 equals to 0. Factorize this. Y minus 2, y plus 6 equals to 0. Y is equals to 2, y equals to negative 6. Okay. Sub it back. Cube root x equals to 2. Cube root x equals to negative 6. Then I'm going to cube both the value. Minus 6 cube. X is equals to 8. X is equals to negative 216. Okay, some students will ask me, teacher, do I need to check back by substituting it back into the equation? Okay, by right, actually need one. Okay, but in exam, if you don't have time, don't go and do that. In fact, this is another way where you can check whether your answer is correct or not. Okay, that means you substitute it back into here. X equals to 8, you substitute into here and here. Negative 216, you substitute into here and here. Then you see whether you get 4 or not. Because sometimes, like when you all do the inequality, okay, inequality modulus inequality type of question, remember when you all first learn in your textbook, they will ask you to check back, right? But normally when we do exam questions, the mark scheme, they never ask you to check back. Okay? So sometimes you may need to reject the answer because you can calculate it out, but it does not make sense or doesn't satisfy the equation. Okay, so you do that only when you got time. All right, number 3. Any questions? No questions? Can you type 3? I think this paper, the front part all very easy, right? No issue at all. Okay, 3, 3, 3, 3. I see all the threes. Okay, very good. Let's move on to question 4. Polynomial P is such that Px equals to 6x cubed plus x squared minus 12x plus 5. Find the remainder when Px is divided by x minus 2. So we are using the concept of remainder theorem over here. Okay, what is remainder theorem? You have to sub in. You make this equals to 0. You just sub in 2. Okay, this part here is not necessary to show. Okay, straight away just sub in P2. 6, 2 cubed plus 2 square minus 12 times 2 plus 5. You'll get here 33. Next one, show that 2x minus 1 is a factor of Px. So you're going to sub in x equals to 1 over 2 into the x value. So P 1 over 2, 6 1 over 2 cubed plus 1 over 2 square minus 12 times 1 over 2 plus 5. This is called factor theorem. Factor theorem is we want to prove when you sub in the x value, it'll be equals to 0. Okay, so this one proven. Next one. Hence, write Px as a product of linear factors. Okay, linear factors. So how do we write this as a linear factor? This is a cubic. We need to show some sort of working. What's the working that we're going to show to factorize a cubic equation? You're going to use long division. Okay, there's another method where you open up the bracket. Okay, you put one linear factor and one quadratic factor. For me, I don't like to use that method. So I teach all students, just stick to this method. Okay, so I'm going to divide because 2x minus 1 is a factor. So I'm going to divide this okay, with 2x minus 1. Okay, what do we want to achieve here? Okay, we want to match the value. So 3x squared, here will be 6x cubed minus 3x squared. Okay, to avoid mistake, I want you to have a habit, write a minus symbol here. Okay, or you can put minus, you bracket the whole thing, up to you. And here will be 4x squared minus 12x plus 2x, 4x squared minus 2x. Put a minus here. Okay, last one, minus 5. Okay, here is minus 10x plus 5, minus 10x plus 5. Okay, sub into here. 2x minus 1, 3x squared plus 2x minus 5. Then we factorize out the quadratic factor. So 2x minus 1, 3x plus 5, x minus 1. Okay, how can you guarantee that you're correct? Everyone take out your calculator. Okay, double check. Everything I want you that can be double checked with your calculator, please type into your calculator. So you go to your equation / func, like how you solve your quadratic, polynomial, then degree 3. Type in the equation. 6, 1, minus 12, 5. Okay, your answer you'll get is negative 5 over 3. So this one here, negative 5 over 3, 1, x minus 1, and 1 over 2, 2x minus 1. Okay, so this one correct. Okay, can you use synthetic division? Can. Show some sort of working. I don't want you all to just straight away jump from here and from here just jump to here. They won't give you the marks. Okay, last one. Hence, solve the equation. 6 sine cube theta, sine square theta minus 12 sine theta plus 5 equals to 0, where your angle is only from 0 to 90 degrees. Okay, so this is the same equation as the above. So here will be, okay, I just replace all the x with sine theta. So it will look like this. 2 sine theta minus 1, 3 sine theta plus 5 sine theta minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, we are solving for this 3 equation. So the first one, sine theta equals to 1 over 2. This one, sine theta equals to negative 5 over 3. And sine theta is equals to 1. Okay, what does it mean over here? 0 to 90 degrees. Okay, 0 to 90 degrees. It means when we want to solve, our ASTC is only first quadrant. Okay, only quadrant 1. Right, let's solve for this one. So we solve like how we normally solve our trigo question. First one, alpha equals to inverse sine 1 over 2. okay, which is equals to 30 degrees. This one, you've got your first one, right? Okay, which is your first quadrant. Okay, we only consider first quadrant. You don't care about the other quadrant, so don't go and do any extra step lah. This one. Okay? You don't need to show this step. I'm just showing you what it means. So your theta is 30 degrees. Okay, second one, this one can or not? -5/3. Okay, this one actually we can reject straight away because -5/3 will be quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. Right? Quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. And this is more than 90 degrees. Okay, so we just reject. Don't need to do. Okay, what about sine theta equals to 1? When we do for trigo, whenever you see -1, 0, and 1, I want you to draw out the graph. That means the original graph itself. Don't do ASTC because most of the time you'll do some sort of mistake lah. Okay, so now I want you all to see, okay, 1. Where is 1 on the graph? This is your sine graph. 1 is at 90 degrees. Okay, this one, take note also, got equal symbol or not? Got, right? So we can include 90 degrees inside. So the theta here is equals to 90 degrees. Okay, the final answer, you'll get these two. 30 degrees and 90 degrees. Do I need to write the degree symbol in the final answer? I don't think they are very particular about it. Proper way should have lah. Proper way should have. If you're unsure, okay, you have to ask yourself, why are you asking all this question? You know what's the right answer or not? You know what's the right way to present it? So go with the right way to present it. Okay, so try your best. Remember, you have to try your best to make as if the marker is just copying from the mark scheme. The marker is not trying to help you solve whether got this, whether got that. Make the marker's life easy. Okay? Don't make the marker's life hard. They are just doing their job. Okay, question 4. Everyone good? Okay, if 4 good, can you just type 4 in the chat? Okay, let's move on to question 5. A curve has equation y equals to 5e power negative 2x minus 1. The tangent to the curve at the point. Okay, so you got a tangent to the curve at the point where x equals 1 cuts the x-axis at the point P. They want you to find the equation of tangent in terms of y equals mx plus c. M and c needs to be exact values. Then find the x coordinate of P. Okay, just the x coordinate. So how do I find tangent to the curve when they give us a curve? We are going to use dy over dx. Then you need to find your x and y coordinate. So first thing, let's write down the curve first. Y equals to 5e 2x minus 1 plus e. Okay, I'm going to put dy over dx. So dy over dx, we differentiate the power, bring it in front. So you get 2 bracket 5e to the power of 2x minus 1. Okay, we simplify this. This will be 10e to the power of 2x minus 1. Okay, remember we need 3 things now. We just need 1 gradient, and x and y coordinate. So now dy over dx represents your gradient function. So they gave us x equals to 1. So just right here at x equals to 1. So what's your dy over dx value? Dy over dx will be 10e 2 minus 1. Which is equals to 10e. Okay, the y values, now I substitute in the x equals to 1. So 5e 2 minus 1 plus e. Okay, 5e plus e, you get 6e. Okay, so what are the values that I have? M is equals to 10e, and then I have 1 and 6e. We are going to substitute into, you can either put into y equals mx plus c, or you want to straight away put into y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1 also can. depending whichever method that you prefer. So y minus 6e equals to 10e x minus 1. 10ex minus 10e. So y equals to 10ex minus 4e. Okay, this will be your equation of tangent. And then the next one, x coordinate of point P. Okay, tangent to the curve cuts the x-axis at the point P. So cuts the x-axis, cuts x-axis at point P. What does this mean? Your x is equals to 0. So you sub in this x equals to 0 into the equation of the tangent that we just found. So y, it's y equals to 0, not x equals 0. So 0 equals to 10ex minus 4e. Okay, 10ex equals to 4e. X equals to 4e over 10e. X will be equals to 0.4. These two are your final answers. Okay, number 5. Any question? If no question, please type 5 in the chat. Fraction answer, no problem. Okay, 5, 5, 5. Okay, let's move on. Question 6. When we differentiate e with no power, it becomes 0. Yeah, e is just a value. Okay, e is a value. It's a constant. This proving very lenient. Yeah, I never see so easy one also. 3-mark question. Okay, show that sine cube x cosecant x over cotangent x can be written as sine square x tangent x. Hey, very easy this question. Normally proving one is very long and hard, right? Okay, so this one, sine cube x. Okay, you can split it up first. So you can write it as cosecant x. And then here as 1 over cotangent x. What is 1 over cotangent x? You can write it as, cosecant x is 1 over sine x. This is 1 over 1 over tangent x, which is equals to tangent x. And you end up with sine square x tangent x. Right here, shown. Yeah, right big. Question B, solve the equation cos square x tangent x minus 1 over 2 tangent x equals to 0 for negative pi to pi. Okay, negative pi to pi. All right. Normally, right, for trigo type of question, when we want to solve trigo, we normally need to simplify into one type of trigo. It means either sine, cos, or tangent, right? But there are cases like this, you cannot simplify to one trigo. Right? You see, if I try to do this to sine over cos, cannot. So in this type of question, when you see got multiple, the other way to do it is you factorize it. You factorize, then you split it up. When you solve the equation that time, you still need to make it to one trigo. It's not that you can solve with multiple trigos. You have to solve it still in one trigo. Just that this time you can factorize it. Okay, so you can maybe write a note down over here. Normally, to solve trigo, you have to simplify to one trigo only. Okay? If you really cannot, like this case, if cannot, factorize and split equation. Okay? You will still need to have only one trigo when you all solve it. You cannot solve multiple trigos. Okay, so for this question, factorize out your tangent x. So cos square x minus 1 over 2 equals to 0. Okay, so you got two equations. First one, tangent x equals to 0, then cos square x equals to 0. Okay, first one, how to solve tangent x equals to 0? Okay, what's the method here? tangent x. So will you go and find your base number, base angle? Okay, remember for sine, cos, and tangent, when you solve it, 0, -1, and 1, use the graph. Okay? Use the graph. You don't use ASTC method. Most of the time, I observe students, you'll miss out something. Right? Okay, so you look into here. Yeah, it's most of the times, not all the times. So how does a tangent graph looks like from -pi to pi? Okay, from -pi to pi. So we draw the asymptote first. Okay, where would the asymptote be? So let's say here and here. Okay, this 2 is your 90 degrees, so pi over 2. And then you have your graph like this. Okay, so train yourself to draw it out. Okay, like that. Then here, here, and here. This is -pi to pi. Okay, here is 90 degrees. -pi over 2 and pi over 2. Okay. Why we draw this out? If the question give you an equal symbol. Okay, let me explain first. Okay, if they give you an equal symbol, what would be the answer for this? This question here. If they give -pi less than or equals x less than or equals pi, you need to consider 3 answers, right? Do you understand? You need to put -pi, 0, and pi. Can you find it in ASTC? If you use ASTC, do you think you can find -pi, 0, and pi? Okay, most likely not, right? So this is why I would encourage you all for all sine, cos, and tangent. Okay, y'all don't believe me, y'all go and try the Trigo. Okay, go see the Trigo questions. And this is what I observe, teacher teach many years. Generally, most students, this is how y'all make all the mistakes. And it's very common. Okay, so my advice is do this method when you see -1, 0, and 1. All right, so this one we don't need to consider but for this case, there's no equal sign, so we only take this part here. Okay, so this one, x is equals to 0. Okay, cos square x. Oops, this one is cos square x minus 1 over 2 equals to 0. Cos square x equals to 1 over 2. Cos x equals to plus minus square root 1 over 2. Okay, I'm going to find my base angle first. So cos inverse square root 1 over 2, which is equals to pi over 4. You have to solve it in terms of radian. So draw your ASTC. Okay, 2 methods I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you the straightforward method by right, how you're going to do it. And you need to eventually understand this also, because next time when you go to college, if you do your A levels and all, okay, you will see a lot of this type of question. Okay, I want to consider from -pi to pi. And this one I got both plus minus. Okay, plus minus means I will take quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, all 4 quadrants I have to draw out like this. So here, alpha, 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 alpha. Okay, if you understand how to draw the rotating line from -pi to pi, actually what you're doing is just like this. From -pi, you go like that to pi. Okay, and then how you get the 4 answers here? This is alpha, this is pi minus alpha. For this part here, this will be negative alpha. And this part will be negative bracket pi minus alpha. Okay? So this is how you calculate it. But if you don't know how to do, okay, my advice for you all here is that you just follow based on your 0 to 360 degrees first. You find it 1, 2, 3, 4. Then since got negative, all the 4 answers, you minus 2 pi. Okay, you minus 2 pi, then you see which answer is within the range of these x values. The ones that are not within the range, you reject it. Okay, so for this question here, you'll get x equals to, okay, the positive one, you get pi over 4 and 3 over 4 pi. For the negative one, you get negative pi over 4, then negative 3 over 4 pi. Okay, anyone don't understand this method here? which is you need to learn how to read the negative part. Okay, when you read the negative part, actually this fourth quadrant will become the same calculation as quadrant 1, where you put an alpha. But all you need to do is you just put a negative in front. So this is like how you find first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Everything is reversed already. So you just need to put a negative in front. Okay, if you really don't know how to do, you just find all solution. So find all solutions for 0 to 2 pi first. Okay, meaning you will do like this. Yeah, if don't know, if don't know how to find. Completely forgot about the negative. So yeah. Okay, this is what you do. You do pi over 4, then 3 over 4 pi. Okay, your third quadrant will be pi plus 1 over 4, so 5 over 4 pi, then 2 minus 1 over 4 pi, so which is 7 over 4 pi. Okay, this is based on 0 to 2 pi. Now, I want to take another one, which is from negative pi, 2 pi to 0. Means you're going to minus 2 pi to all these 4 values. Okay, when you minus 2 pi to all these 4 values, the answer that you get is negative pi over 4, negative 3 over 4 pi, negative 5 over 4 pi, and negative 7 over 4 pi. Okay, this one, when you negative 2 pi, you get this. This one, you get this. Okay, this one, you get this. And then this one, you get this. Then, based on these 8 answers, you see which one is not within the range of negative pi to pi. Okay, which one is not within negative pi to pi? This one, no, 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 no. So your final answer, you just present it in pi over 4, 3 over 4 pi, negative pi over 4, and negative 3 over 4 pi. Okay, both ways also it's okay, right? If you have only 2 answers, how many marks is that? Okay, this one is 5 marks, right? Okay, that means you minus 1 mark. Minus 1 mark. Because the final answer, you get 2 marks. So they say 1 mark for any 2 out of the 4 correct. Okay, if you write extra also, you have to minus the marks. Okay, 100% trigo will come out. Solving of trigo. This one 5 mark question. Can I explain the usage of the tangent graph again? Okay, for all sine, cos, and tangent, okay, all sine, cos, and tangent, solving trigo, if your value, okay, when value is equals to negative 1, 0, and 1, we are going to use the graph. Why? Okay, use the graph. Reason being is that, let's say 0, okay, you type into your calculator, shift tangent 0, you get 0, right? Okay, you still get 0. But what if I ask you to solve for, okay, even from 0 to 2 pi. So you see like that, 0 to 2 pi. I change the question a little bit. When you use ASTC, normally you only select 2 answers. Correct or not? Okay, you'll see, look at the quadrant, and then you will just take 2 answers. And if you see 0, you'll confirm just write 1 answer only. Okay? But over here, you see, if I change the question to minus 0 to 2 pi, how many answers will you get? By right, you'll get 3 answers, right? That means I want 0 less than equals x to 2 pi. I need to take 0, I need to take pi, I need to take 2 pi. Got it? So you will lose out some of the answers. I'm not saying for this specific question. This question is very simple because happen to have 1 answer only. I'm explaining for a different type of question. Okay, let me see. Shen Yang, your one. You're asking for which question? As long as your final answer is correct, it's fine already. Okay, so total how many answers will you get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. Okay, you'll get 5. Okay, Irfan, do I answer your question? This one just happened to be 0 because of the range that they give you. This one is simple. Even if I change it to an equal here, okay, it will change already. Yes. Pi over 2 and negative pi over 2, we don't include because here no equal symbol. If got equal, then we have to include 3 answers. That's the difference. Got it? Okay, this question don't have equal sign. So that's why you need to take note of that little symbol there also. Okay, any more question? Question 6. Okay, please clarify all your questions that you want for Trigo. It's 101% question that will come up. And one of it will definitely be this type of question where they give you some sort of weird angle or weird range. Okay, if you're okay, can you type 6? How did I get 3 over 4 pi? Pi minus 1 over 4 pi. Your base angle is pi over 4. So pi minus alpha. Okay, pi minus alpha. Okay, good. Okay, 6, 6, 6. Let's see how the 6. Okay. We take a break first. Okay, when we come back, we'll continue the second half of it.